Man, listen to this free game. What's good, TIM?
Top tier, no fear. Devil first go scared. That's why he ain't here. You heard?
Bars.
Peace is revive families to God.
Bars, man. Bars.
Yeah, man, I'm coming with it, man. Pressure, man.
Shout out to you, Devil.
Shout out to my brother Devil, man.
You gotta come back with some.
Yeah, he's scared. That's why he ain't here.
So, I was having a conversation, Tim,
Yes, sir.
with somebody a while back. When you put the topic in, it reverted me back to this conversation. So I remember Doc told us when we doing our life coaching, we can't tell the client what to do. We have to make suggestions. We have to allow them to make the agenda for their life, and then we could give our suggestions or our input and say and weigh out the outcomes, right?
Right.
But it's up to them to come up with ways they're gonna work out achieving their goals or what they want to do in life. But we here as a guidance. So I was having a conversation with somebody. Basically the same thing you'll do, but just not getting paid for it. And in the midst of the conversation, the nigga say, well, you disciplined. Everybody ain't disciplined like you. Some people different. I ain't disciplined like you. So that wouldn't work for me. So mid-conversation, I pause. I say, so my mind said, you mean to tell me you identify something that may be causing you to lack what you need in life or be a detriment to your success, but you also identify something in somebody else that's probably helping them.
And you ain't gonna gravitate.
But you gave me a reason, but you flat out said being disciplined ain't gonna work for you.
You ain't even tried it, though.
But you know that's the reason why you probably...
Just probably ain't even, that's why you can't move forward.
So I'm like, what you do with that? So when you put the topic in there, I'm like, you ain't saying I need to work on being disciplined. Hey, you more disciplined me. Maybe I need to work on being disciplined because I see what being disciplined has done for you. You saying I ain't disciplined. So when you say people find ways to figure out how not to do something, that conversation resonated with me. It gave me a flashback. I say, Tim, right, because I don't have this happen to me. That's crazy. So why do people see me? I think people give themselves reasons or excuses not to move forward, not to work on the things that they need to work on to help themselves. So I'm gonna give myself an excuse or a reason or a way out to continue to just get by. I'm gonna say that. If you getting by, to just get by.
Yeah. So I was always I heard somebody say, I don't know who said it. I don't know who said it, but I heard somebody say one time that excuses sound best to the people that's making them up. You feel me?
The tools used by the incompetent. And those who use them seldom amount to nothing. Excuses.
Excuses,
Yeah.
man. So the people who make up the excuses is who the excuse sound best to. You feel me? Cause you know you expend a lot of energy just putting up, coming up with excuses instead of the same that you came up with the excuse with. You same could have tried that.
Came up with a solution with it.
Yeah. So we as a people, as a whole, as masses of people, we are we've been indoctrinated with this mindset. It's like a poverty mindset.
Exactly what it is, a mindset. It's definitely a mindset.
Yeah, so once we have this, once we get locked in with having that poverty mindset. Like I was in a similar situation one time, and I was trying to somebody had told me that we had a mutual friend that They said he look up to you with TIM, so maybe you need to holler at him, talk to him, and all that. So I went to him and I was talking to him about it, and he said, "Yeah, that might work for you, but I ain't like you." I said, "Yeah, that'll work for anybody who tried, though." You feel me? So I ain't trying to make you like me. Yeah, you can't be like, it's only one me. You feel me? But if I tried and it worked for me, you know, you should give it a try.
That's the disconnect. See, because it's only natural for people to, if I'm going to give you advice, I'm going to give you some advice that's proven as something. It's natural for us to give people advice on something that worked for us. You feel me? I'm giving you this advice because I'm telling you what it did, and these were the results.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you this free game. I'm gonna give you this same game, and you could, whether you could mimic, try to duplicate that process in your own way. Because once you find a way to do it, you're gonna make anything somebody teach you your own. Just like you cut hair or whatever you do.
Yeah, you're gonna steal techniques from somebody.
And then you gonna make it your own.
That's right.
So when somebody say, they give you that game and they say, hey, this will work for me. Hey, this is what I did. You should try this because I think it'll work. But you give them an excuse not to try it and say, oh, that's you. But that's telling me you don't want to work on your weaknesses.
Right.
That's an excuse for you not to work on your weakness, especially if you identify that this is weakness, because you can't change a weakness overnight. It takes practice. It takes work. You got to put the work in to make the change. But I think the quick no is, well, that, like you say, that worked for you, so it ain't gonna work for me because I ain't you. I never told you to be
me.
Tim the same.
Yeah, you can't be me. It's only one of me.
I'm giving you some advice and telling you, hey, this is what this can do for you. Try it,
right,
and this might help you out. So yeah, I think that's a big one. That's a big one that people get misconstrued when you giving advice. They think you trying to tell them to be exactly like the way you are.
All right. Yeah, that's a big misnomer right there.
And I think you get that a lot, because I get that a lot.
I get it a whole lot.
Everybody ain't like you.
Right.
Everybody don't do that. Duh.
Yeah. But I'm a work in progress too, so if
everybody is. See,
right,
that's the thing.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, so if you see something working for somebody else, cause the things that I tried, I saw working for somebody else. That's what made me try it and try to see if it worked for me like that. You know what I'm saying? So the things that I tried, I kept. I had adopted it from somebody else's style and added it to my goddamn game room.
And that's pretty much everything you would. If you either taught yourself or somebody taught you.
Yeah. So if it's anything new up under the sun, show it to me. Yeah. If it's anything new, you feel me? Everything has already been done. It's just that somebody may be enhancing something that was already
exactly
done. Yeah. So if it's anything new, kind of show it to me so I could probably get some. I could try to see how that worked. But as we all know, it's really nothing new up under the sun. So everything we're seeing is a remix or a crossover for something somebody else did, and we just improving on it, or we using it to improve our situation. You feel me?
It's just like the new model cars. They come out. They make new cars every year, but they add more features to it.
It's the same old car.
It's the same make. The same model. They just add more features to it.
Yeah.
So that's society as a whole.
It's just building up off of something that was already here.
So what do you do? Like, say you coaching somebody, and they hit you with, you doing your life coaching, they hit you with that. Well, that don't work for me.
Yeah, the first thing I want to do is have you try it. I want to see if you can't knock it till you try it.
Right.
You feel me? So don't tell me it don't work for you if you ain't never tried. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because I deal with this. Well, my team leaders and us and managers, we deal with this when we coaching people on how to do their job and take their call. They say that don't work, but you go back and listen, and you ain't tried.
Yeah.
So you ain't tried. You ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing that you was told
Right.
to be more effective. You ain't implement none of the coaching. That's like if you teach somebody how to box.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't implement none of the coaching, but they complaining. You ain't did nothing I told you to do over here in this corner, but you complaining about
So
it.
what you expect? Yeah, if you ain't gonna if you ain't gonna put forth the effort to do none of the stuff that somebody laid out for you, then you can expect to get what you got. Nothing. You feel me? You can sit here and try to, and just like Doc said, we ain't supposed to impose. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
What we have to do is allow them to speak, and we bounce off that energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to be the one that impose our will, but we want to be the one that
You want a guy.
we want to be able to hold them accountable. So,
Oh, definitely.
So you said this, so the only, you feel me? It's only, like Lupe Fiasco got a song that says it's only two ways out. It's one through the door, and the other one is through me. So if it's two ways out, you decide which door you want to go through. You feel me? But both doors lead to the out.
Mm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So you can either go through the door, or you can try to go through me. Which one, good luck.
And especially if you look at it and you say, apparently, your way is not working for you.
That's how we get here. Yeah.
So it's something if the way you approach it, whatever you're doing, it's not helping you in your life. It's not helping you be successful. So you here to make an adjustment. So here's a suggestion. Or we can ask a simple question, like when they give you what they want, well, how does that help you? Now what will that do for you if you do it this way? Those are those teachable moments. Okay, what will be the outcome if you try this? That's how you give guidance. So that way they don't feel like you telling them what to do.
Right.
Based on what you just said, this is the outcome. Like, is that gonna help you or is that gonna hurt you? Well, you just said it's gonna hurt you, but you just saying this alternative way don't work for you.
Right.
And you ain't even tried it.
You ain't even tried it yet. How you gonna presuppose something if you ain't even tried it yet? Like if the way that you've been doing it all the whole time ain't working for you, at some point in time you have to try a way that somebody else might be offering. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So if you in a situation where you got a person that's like me and you are considered certified life coaches and all that, so we got to make sure we say that out loud and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat up under the voice of the doc, and she showed us how to communicate with people that may be having issues, and that she taught us how to be the person that listens and observes and give out that free game. Somebody had certified us to do that, right? And we trying to share this, cause if you be honest, the stuff that we were learning with Doc, it be like stuff you already had knew, but you ain't know like you knew it. You feel me? Or you didn't see it in the way that she was teaching you. So you like, dang, I ain't never look at it like that.
Right.
So now you sitting in here trying to pass that on to the next person who may be struggling from a situation similar. And the only reason why you would accept a person is that you feel like you can help them.
Exactly.
You feel me?
That's the only reason you got in the first place.
Yeah, the only reason why you would even accept the obligation, because it becomes an obligation once you accept the role.
Mm-hmm.
So once you, the only reason why is because you feel like you can say something that can light that fire up under that individual. And of course, like you said, 100% of the time they gonna rebel.
Let me ask you this though, Tim.
Talk
Do you
black,
think people are that much afraid of change or that much afraid of growth? Because when it comes to change, I always hear the term change is scary, or even like in the workplace, they hate change. Is it the growth they scared of or the change? Because is a such thing as changing for the better.
Yeah, it's also
There's a such thing as changing for the worse.
Yeah.
But like we just said, if the way that they're approaching a situation, if it's not working, why not change? So my question is you scared of change or is you really scared of growth?
You know, growth is painful. You feel me?
You just said something then.
Yeah. See, growth is painful because you got to come up out of that normal and start stepping outside your comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah. So I had heard the minister one time describe. He described when spring came around and his flowers started to bloom, and he watched his flower, kind of stretch open, and then the flower came out. He said, "Dang, that had to have been painful." But look what came out of that pain, though, a rose, or you feel me? So when you come from this little bulb in the spring, and it's time for that flower to bloom, that flower got to open up.
Sprout.
Yeah, you feel me?
Mm.
And for it to come out here, this normal, into a new normal, there had to be some transition.
So you got to break those old and
habits,
bad habits.
and then you become a new.
So you definitely right. It is painful because you going the opposite way of doing things that you used to do it.
Right.
Transitioning to this other phase or this other way.
Yeah. So growth is painful, and a lot of people ain't ready for no pain. A lot of people ain't ready to suffer the short term to be good in the long term. You feel me? So if you think about it, people that put yourself in a situation like, just think about the pain that you had to incur to get to where you at now. So how many people had to drop off? And how many people that you had to ignore just to make sure that you able to carry the weight of yourself where you was trying to go at?
It's kind of like you saying, instead of running away from your obstacles,
you gotta run
approach them head on.
You gotta run
Like my daddy's always said, if you got a pimple, you need to bust it. Like, don't run away from it. That was his term. Like, don't run away from it. You need to address it head on. Go towards it. Because the obstacle will never go away unless you address it.
Yeah.
So the more you run from it, you got that cloud hanging up over your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's always there. Because you trying to ignore it, but you can't ignore it.
How?
Because it's in the way.
Yeah, you got to go through that.
So you got to go through that. So I think that's what it is. I think people like that, like you just said, when you say growth is painful, it's that obstacle you got to go through to get to that point you want to get to. So I think the people that do decide to grow, I think they address those obstacles head on. I think the people that don't, they try to wiggle their way around it.
And keep running right into it. That's just like a person that, say you from Connecticut, right? And you was up in Connecticut causing all kind of chaos, wreaking havoc acting a fool, staying in trouble and all that in Connecticut. Then you moved to Valdosta. Say you was coming down here to change, but you brought that same energy from Connecticut down here. What you thought was gonna happen?
Same, you can get same result.
Yeah. The same problems there is here, and you can create the same atmosphere that you created up there. You can create it here. You feel me? So until the only way you gonna change is when you come to Valdosta. You got to come down here with a whole different. You got to change your whole mindset when you come. So you got to recreate yourself. You can't be the same Ty D that you was in Bridgeport. If you coming down here to be different, you the same person.
You might as well stay where you was.
Stay where
If
was.
you ain't gonna.
Yeah, it's a waste of time. If you gonna come way down here and be the exact same person that you was up there.
That's a good one, cause it's definitely a misconception. If I change my environment
and do the same thing,
I can change me.
Yeah.
But you have to change. You can change your environment, but you have to change as well.
Yeah. I was telling my daughter one time, I said, my baby girl, I was like, I said, she was like, yeah, Dad, I think I just need to move from around here. I said, and do what? What you gonna do when you move? You gonna be the same person wherever you go? I said, the first thing you need to change is you and your mind. And the way you think and the way you look at things and how you see this world. Once you start doing that, then the move will be good. But if you go and change your environment with the same mindset, you're gonna attract the same type of energy, same type of people.
Right, cause they everywhere.
Yeah, so if you change, that's like pouring clean water in a dirty glass. You feel me?
Just waste the water.
You just wasted some water, bro. You feel me? So what you got to do is clean the glass.
Got to clean the glass.
You got to clean the glass. So with you being the glass, you got to make sure that you change the way you think and the way you see the world, and then the world will exact retribution to you for that. You feel me? But it ain't gonna. You can't. Whatever you put out, is what's gonna come back. You feel me? So when like if you talking, if like say for instance me, I had to start changing my mindset, how I view, how I wanted respect, so I started giving respect. And it was painful at first because that was a different avenue for me. I was like, I wasn't the one that was gonna make you respect. You feel me? So that was a sense of pain of me going through that process of changing the way I approach situations. Well, now I instead of me reacting violently, I could probably accept it. Like, okay, I see what you're saying. You feel me? Whereas everything at one time, it ended up in a way that we didn't want it to end up. But it was for me to start. Somebody said that to me, like, bro, you gonna have to change the way you think, bro. Everything don't require an argument.
Right.
I was never a type of person who can argue very good. Right? So the arguments will always lead to something else. So they told me, you gotta change the way you think, man. So when I started changing the way how I communicated with people, it changed how I saw the situation. It let me see the situation in a more broad field, and I started learning to say, well, this might not be worth that. You feel me? But look how much of pain and of pain in transitioning into that, because that was hard for me to do, because I had been doing that for so long. Like, that was me.
So with it, like what we doing, so you would say it took for somebody to tell you that, to get it in your head first, right?
Right.
So when they But see, the thing about it is when they said it to you, you had to sit on it, let it digest, evaluate, and think about it. Then you was like, hey, let me try this.
Let me try that.
Let me see how this work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you ain't do the whole.
Nah,
Well, I ain't you. That don't work for me. I'm fighting every time somebody say something.
Right.
I demand my respect. We gonna have to hit. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? You took it in. What you said was, you took it in, and then it was painful. But look, got you free. You probably don't get into as much stuff. You know, you
Right.
chilling. You staying out of trouble because you decided to make that change and that transition, even though, like you said, the growth was painful.
Yes, I was at a point in I was at that crossroad. You know, we all be ending up at that crossroad in our life. Well, you know, when you could choose life or death. You feel me? And I was at that crossroad, and I said, at that point in my life, like I felt like it was time for me to try something different. Cause you know, I ain't see no clear future. And I started seeing a lot of the dudes that was around me who was in the same predicament that I was in. Like they was dying and all that.
Mm.
You feel me? Like nigga getting knocked, you be like, dang, I ain't think nobody was gonna, you feel me? But they was getting knocked off. I like, dang. And so you start thinking about the people that's around you and they start losing their lives and people used to really revere these gentlemen. You feel me?
Yeah. Do you see people with that same type of mentality that you had now? Like, do you kind of run into individuals, or when you talking to certain people, do you see people with that same type of mentality that you had?
Yeah.
And if so, what you say to them?
I see it all the time, and I say, I try to get away from, you know, sharing. A lot of people that know my story, they know it. You feel me? But I try to get away from saying, you know, I was you once upon a time. Like I try not to say that.
Mm.
But what I do is, if I could, I offer some type of advice to them, like, you know, like you said, I say, man, try this out. You feel me? If that ain't working for you, try this out. Like I was talking to a young man who had played in the basketball game. I went to the basketball game, and the young man was crying because they had lost.
Mm.
And I asked him, I said, you know, I done lost some basketball games too. So I was like, I asked him, I said, did you feel like you could have did more? And he was like, yeah. I said, well, next time, make sure you leave the court by doing everything you could.
Leave it all on the court.
With the time that you allotted, put everything out there. So when you come off the court, you could have said, I gave it everything. And if you lose in a situation like that, that's an honorable loss.
Mm-hmm.
But if you lose and not put it all out there on the table, you come. It's like when you be seeing these guys and they be boxing and sparring and all that. And if you see me spar with some of my guys, I don't never put it all out there. You feel me? But because it ain't for me to dominate you.
Yeah, you teaching them.
That's right.
You teaching them.
So
Right.
I ain't here to dominate you, but I'm asking you, did you leave it all out?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because if you were holding back, who you were holding it back for? For me, or was it for you? Because if you were holding it back for you, you coming in at a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, you impeding your progress.
Yeah, don't ever hold back. Let it go. That's why we here.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And the reason why I get in front of them rather than let somebody else get in front of them, because I feel like I should be able to do what I need to do in front of you, and I ain't got to risk somebody getting hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I put two people in there that ain't got it, that may be amateur, they might hurt each other. Well, not amateur, but beginners.
Right.
Yeah, they might hurt each other because ain't nobody got no control.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was trying to put somebody that I feel like got some experience, and there was somebody that ain't got so much experience. So that I know that the one that got some experience know how to control the situation. you know what you done went through. So that's what you need to take them through to get them up to speed the way you at. You feel me? So like that young man that I was talking to at the basketball game, I asked him, I said, so did you leave it all on the court? Could you have done more? He said he felt like he could have done more. I said, next time, leave it all on the court, man. Maybe if you give 100%, you win that game.
Right.
Yeah, so don't never go in the game and don't do all you can.
You might well don't play.
You might as well don't play if you don't have stuff. So that's how we got to view life. You feel me? You can't walk around here playing. Yeah, cause see, you waste one thing that we don't value as much as we need to is time.
Passing by.
And we wasting valuable time that you can't never get back. You feel me? We've been talking about this for a long time. Everybody get a start date, everybody got an end date. And everybody got a blank in the middle. That blank in the middle is more important than the start date.
Right.
And the end date.
That's now.
Yeah, that's what's going on now. So you creating your whole narrative in the middle. You feel me? So what you do in the middle is what's gonna determine how people look at you after your end time. So when you gone, what would people be saying about Tariq? You feel me? Yeah. So the way it was an old African proverb says, "Be careful how you live your life, because you might be the only Bible that some people would read." You feel me? They say you might be the only Bible that somebody would ever read. So you gotta think about the people that look up to you.
Watching you day in, day out. They looking at you every day. That's that word again, influence.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful how you live your life. So my daughter Destiny said to me probably a couple of days ago, she said, "Dad, I'd be lost if you wasn't here." I said, "Well, I'd be lost if you weren't here too." I said, "But I hope that I gave you something, cause one day I ain't gonna be here. But I hope I equip you with the proper tools that you needed while I was here."
And that's a parent's job to guide.
That's right.
You set the foundation, you raise the child, but you give the child guidance along the way. Even when they're grown, you still guide your children.
That's right.
So what she was telling you, the guidance and the game, whatever you gave to her, you instilled it in her. Whatever you instilled in her, she got it and she took it.
Right.
And then on your end, you like, I want to be here for my kid.
That's right.
So I can't be out here being reckless, being the old Tim. Right. I'll be gone or in prison one.
Right.
So now I gotta think. I gotta change the way I think because I got these people depending on me.
Right. So my whole mindset now is the, like you said, celebrating these small victories. You feel me? Celebrating these small victories and being comfortable with the direction that you're going in. It be many days I be looking at bill time and be like, man, you feel me? But it ain't nothing that gonna make me go.
But see, that's a victory if you could pay them bills, man.
Right.
If you could keep your lights on, your water on. See, what we did was, I was looking at this when Destiny was, just think about, use Destiny. When she was a baby, and y'all was teaching her how to walk. Every time she made a step, we applaud.
Applaud.
Yay! But see, when the child started getting older and older, we stopped celebrating those small victories. But why?
Why?
You know what I'm saying? The two little steps from probably the chair you were sitting in to the table you had was so important. Then she's so excited. But as that child get older, we stop celebrating those small victories like ain't nothing. But you got to do that because growth is painful.
It's painful.
So them little victories you get on the way, that's that motivation right there. That's what's gonna keep you. That's gonna keep you going.
Right.
Those are, the two little steps. Those are accomplishments. Because you gotta be able to take one step
to get to the second step.
To get to this, before you can walk, you gotta take that first step.
You gotta take
so
that
it's
first
big.
step. Yeah.
But somehow along the way, us as people, we start celebrating those small victories and just you just did that. That's cool. Keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got nobody. You really have them people to cheer you on or cheer yourself on. You know what I'm saying? You do something good. It's okay to pat yourself on the back. Just make that minor adjustment, that minor change. That's what gonna keep you going, because you see the results of the changes you made. It might not come right then, but you see the results. It's just like them people in the gym. You saying working on that little jab. Mm-hmm. You start off it's horrible, but then you start seeing those results.
Progress.
And it's hard, that left hand, because you have stretched out. So I know, you know what I'm saying?
That left hand about to fall off.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you got to do that. That's one thing I say I take. That, you applaud yourself for those adjustments. Mm-hmm. You can take a shot. Tim taking a shot on camera, y'all.
Yeah, man.
So what's some of the challenges? Because you can't, because there's some people like, you kind of, they going to always be there. You got to let them live, but it's kind of like you can't give up on them. So talk about those challenges. I know we all got them.
It's the major challenge is trying to, like, it's somebody that's always in your life that you can't give up on. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's the
so
challenge.
You have to, the major challenge then with you is making sure that you have to put that energy in the box. Like, you're gonna have to put a barrier between that until they reach till they reach a certain potential. To where you can take that barrier down. Because if not, they'll keep hurting you.
Right.
You feel me? So if you got to be able to kind of still form that situation while you kind of pull them along. Mm-hmm. Cause just say for instance, you got somebody that's strung out on drugs, like until they get ready to stop, you ain't gonna make them stop. Right?
You definitely can't make them.
So what gonna happen is, if you invested in that person too much, it's gonna end up affecting your mental. So what I'm suggesting or what I'm saying is, it's got to be a limit that you'll go so far at, and once you make that, you got to let them go for a while. And you come back again and you try to, try it again. And if you drag them so far, so these little small steps that you taking in the process, hopefully, at some point in time they'll catch a grip. It's like a car that's spinning in one spot. Sooner or later, it's got to catch grip. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And so that's how I see that situation. Like, so when you, those are one of the challenges that I think that most of us face, because all of us probably got somebody that's,
Are those the people we run off? Because being around you, I know is you somebody. Even if you don't go all in, you jab. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody doing something and you giving a game, but you throwing a jab at them. Hey, when the last time you talked to grandson? Hey, What you had? What you eat? You just run today?
Yeah.
Hey, you been working out? You throw them jabs out there.
Right.
You throw those jabs out there to make somebody think. You ain't going all in, but you let them know. Hey, I see you. Hey,
Right.
I'm checking. Like what's going on? So are those the people that? And I do that with certain people too. So are those the people that kind of try to avoid us or stay from around us because they know, oh, Tyson gonna hold us accountable. He gonna bring this up, or Tim gonna talk about this. If it's something I did, Tim get wind of it. He definitely gonna bring it up. He gonna get me.
Right. Those are the people that, I would say, yeah, they know, like, they come around when it's convenient. You feel me? Like, when they probably done hit that wall and it be time like they need some constructive criticism, that's when they'll come find you.
Rock bottom.
Yeah, they went in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't know which way to go. They lost. Now they the only place they can go is somewhere where they know you're gonna be there, but only for a short time. So you can exhaust your time with that person, cause this all you're gonna get for a while. So so like, I don't know if I'm the person that's gonna love you back to life. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop them Fifth Ward beats on you.
Yeah, you gotta love yourself first.
Yeah. So I'm gonna drop them Fifth Ward beats on you. I ain't gonna, beat you down, but I ain't gonna let you beat me down either mentally.
And so that's when that conversation come back full circle. When they telling you that don't work for me,
Yeah.
that conversation come full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Look, what we talking about? See, now we here. But
see, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people try to, like, take me and you. It's like we came from that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But they'll see us the way we are now and act like we ain't come from that. Like, we ain't come out the rat race.
Man, listen.
You feel me? So we was once two the hamster on the wheel, right? Running them fast and not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But eventually, we got off the wheel. Right? And so, for us to make it wherever we at in our respective places now, right? They look at us and be like, man, you don't know nothing about this. Right? But I'm saying, like, you was standing on somebody's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody did this before you. So, you might say that, yeah, Tim, boy, you old school now, you don't know how I go out here. So, yeah, you right. I don't know how I go now, but I know what I did to get out when it was going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I don't know how y'all moving out here now. You know what I mean? But I know it ain't right. Y'all way of life is death. Y'all ain't got no life in y'all future.
Mm-mm.
You feel me? So I know that the way y'all getting now is wrong.
Dead wrong.
Yeah. So the only thing I can do is tell you is turn. You can make a right or a left turn, but that path that you on, you got to get off of.
But you know what it is, Tim?
Talk.
I'm gonna say on my end,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be kind of hard for people to forget on your end. But when you sustain, it's like you saying getting out of the rat race, but then you sustain it and you grow. 'Cause your new norm is different from where you came from. So once you sustain that over a period of time, people tend to forget what you went through to get to where you at.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You like what Roy Jones say? Y'all must forgot.
Y'all must have forgot.
Y'all must forgot.
Yeah.
So when you go through something, you make that change and you sustain it, and you still a work in progress, like you said. You still trying to get better. You still trying to climb these ladders. I don't know. I think people tend to like forget unless they foreign to it. Like our children, they're foreign to
Oblivious.
to the situation we in.
It's oblivious.
So it ain't nothing when it comes to. When it comes to the kids, the whole life is different. Period. Ain't no
totally different.
There's no explaining to them. But I think for some people, like y'all almost forgot like how I was looking,
Right.
what I had. Y'all remember?
Y'all can't remember.
Ain't no-
Y'all think this how it was
Ain't no
always.
way.
Yeah. You can't remember. You can't possibly think you remember if you looking at me now and saying this how it's always been. Like you can't know me, bro. You feel me? And I ain't saying that my situation is great, perfect now, but I'm in a better space than I was then.
Yeah, like you say, you still a work in progress.
Right.
But
so,
from where you came from,
where I came
come
from,
on, man.
you got to be crazy if you think, even remotely think that I came from the silver or gold spoon reality. Like, yeah, we were eating off of paper spoons. You feel me? Like paper spoons and like they got paper straws and all that. Now we were eating off of paper spoons. You gotta be crazy.
And that's why you would think somebody would, remembering from where the past, you would think somebody would take heed to what somebody like you would have to say and apply it if they remember.
Yeah, but that go back to that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like they might. You got people that know where you came from.
Mm-hmm. You were there.
Like literally know it. They act like they don't remember that. They act like you don't know what you be talking about and all. But you got people that know that was there with you. You feel me? And they treat you strange. Like you wasn't there with them. You know what I'm saying? You got people that came up in the trenches with you and did everything that you did pretty much. But at some point in time, they look at you like you an alien to what they going through.
Cause you ain't in the same.
Cause I move forward.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you go back home, like say for instance you go back to Bridgeport, if I go back to Orlando or Belgrade, and I see the same, and everybody doing the same thing they were doing when I left here.
No growth.
I'm like, man, what is you talking about? I ain't want no part of that. If I can't go back home and pull you out, like I got personal homeboy back home. You feel me? So when I do go back and I see him, and he like the ones that I know they moving different. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But just hypothetically speaking, if they wasn't, right? I'd be like, man, what you got going on?
They look at you like you acting funny.
Yeah, like I'm acting different.
Oh, Tim bougie now.
Yeah, man, you got to be crazy. So the thing is, like we always say, either you gonna try to pull your people up, or they gonna try to pull you down. That's it. That's the only thing that's gonna happen in those situations right there. Well, if you go back to Bridgeport or I go back to Orlando and run into some of my people and they like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You think you all that now, nigga, and all that. What you mean? I'm the same person I was that I just started growing a little bit. It was a painful growth. It's hard to walk away from some of them people that you know that you felt like that was your friend. Mm-hmm. But in order for you to achieve what you wanted to achieve, you had to get from around them. in order for you to get to where you wanted to go, you had to cut ties with a lot of these cats, man. A lot of these dudes still my friends, but we can't hang together. We ain't finna hang together, right? But we still cool. We see each other. We can go eat. We can chill. But we can't hang together, bro. Cause we ain't talking the same talk.
Your mentality ain't changed.
It's different.
You're changed. You on a whole different level.
I'm gone, man.
And they still stuck.
In the old days.
In that same mental space it was 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, man, I'm about to be 50. You think I'm gonna still be
25?
Yeah, you think
like
I'm still think I'm like I'm 20. Well, at 25, I was thinking different. You feel me? Like I was 19 and 18 and all that. You feel me? I'm almost about to be 50, man. So I ain't no way you gonna come back to me at 50 and be talking to me like we was talking when we was 18.
You ain't woke up yet.
Man, I'm finna. Ain't nothing we can do but either get from around each other or get the hoodie. That's it. Like, what's up? Bro, don't still be. We approaching 50, bro. Like, for one, if you was my friend at 18 or 19 or 17 or 16 or 14, we was the one that they said wasn't supposed to be 50. We weren't supposed to be 18, we weren't supposed to be 21, we weren't supposed to be 25, 30. We looking at 50.
Broke down all those barriers.
Yeah. And you still trying to be the person that they were saying they ain't supposed to. No, my boy. We ain't know how we gonna rock. We ain't built the same, man. So mind games is useless.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Ain't no need to even try to make that work or coexist.
Now you ain't gonna make me feel bad cause I don't wanna do that. Go ahead, my boy. I sit around a lot of times and I see a lot of my boys come out the penitentiary, a lot of my homeboys, you know, been moved out of town or something, and life wasn't successful as they thought it was because they went to the new city with the same mindset they had in the old city.
And came up with them same problems.
You went to the new city with the same stuff that you were doing in the old city. So when we look at each other and you talking and we ain't vibrating on the same frequency, and I'm saying, shoot, man, I'm gonna holler at you though. And then you run into some of my other people and they're like, yeah, boy, they say that boy the same. Boy, they say you were acting funny with them when they. What you had wanted me to do, bro?
You can't relate to them no more. You can't relate to the conversation.
I can relate, but I don't want to. You feel me? I can come back to where we was if it's gonna help me bring you up. You feel me? Ain't no way you can look at me and say I'm the same person that I was 20 years ago. Yeah, you feel me? So yeah, I can relate. I can converse with you. But homeboy, you ain't finna pull me back down there. You got to be crazy. Ain't no way I'm allowed no other person to trip me up off these streets. Just like I told my little homie Ruben, the little hurricane, you know Ruben. And I seen him on social media going back and forth. Somebody say, my boy. I say, boy, you got a lot to lose out here, boy. Don't let these guys trick you up off these streets, man.
One fall move.
That's it.
All it take, you done.
If somebody, like my boy Cat Williams said a long time ago, if you ain't got no haters, boy, you need to go get you some. If you ain't got no haters, I mean you ain't doing something right. Everybody ain't supposed to like you, man.
Man, listen.
You feel me? Everybody ain't supposed to like you. You gonna have to ruffle some feathers somewhere.
Even in secrecy.
Yeah.
You got secret haters.
Secret haters, I need all that.
Listen, they
line them up, I need it.
Man, listen.
Because if you ain't got none of that going on, then you probably ain't doing nothing. You feel me? Just like at the barbershop, and I got these shirts that would say proud failure on them. And they asked me, say, man, what it mean to be excuse me, what proud failure mean? I said, to be a failure, that means you had to try something. The only way you can fail if you try.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So you be you being proud.
Those failures probably help you be successful.
That's
You
right.
fail, you learn.
They say Disney World, Walt Disney tried 300 banks before he got
Business loan,
yeah,
300 bank.
300.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Morgan Freeman didn't get his big break till he was 52 years old. 52, my boy. So you gonna have to fail somewhere. And then the fact that you fail is the fact that it only say that you tried to do something.
And sometimes it drive you.
Yeah, it's got to. It's a stepping stone.
You hear our own Fat House's own, shout out West Love.
Shout out to West Love.
She was in her kitchen, her living room. She went on first Sunday or so, whatever it was, and she said, I had a lot of no's, but it took that one yes. So when you said about those 300 banks, it reminded me of what she always say. I got a lot of no's before I got that one yes.
Yeah. But once you got it,
seize the moment, take the opportunity, and you go.
I ain't look back.
Exactly.
Yeah, I ain't looking back. Ain't nothing back though. All that is history. You ever heard somebody talk about Hank Aaron's misses?
You got too many home runs.
Got too many home runs.
So those
like
victories.
misses, man. Yeah, you don't hear people talking about Michael Jordan losses. Nah, they talk about the wins.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
But see, they may bring up that one failure though, Tim. That drove him. They always talk about when he got cut.
In high school, yeah.
And look what it did.
But he talked about that. Yeah. So he gave the people the ammunition to use that. Because he didn't have to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But he talked about that. You feel me? I'm saying when your time is up and you gone, nobody ain't saying that he lost 5 million games before he won the championship. You feel me? No, they say he was the best to ever do it.
So what that shirt really saying is, I failed, but I got back up. It made something. I'm
proud to have failed.
Those failures helped me achieve in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
they built
you
that
fail and it drives you. So you got some people that they have ambition to be a cheerleader, a basketball player, a football player, but say they get cut or they don't make the team or they don't start, they just give up.
They lose it. They drop their head.
Nah, pick yourself back up like you told a young man. Work harder. You might have had 4 points in the loss. Next time, double that, get 8.
Yeah.
You might win, get 6. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I seen a meme, I don't know, I think we talked about this before. I seen a meme on social media one time, and they had 2 paths. And they had a black man on one side, and a white man on the other side. And on the black man's side, his path had alligators, barbed wire, ditches,
those are obstacles.
Broke glass, bullets. You feel me? All type of stuff on his side. And on the other side, on the white man's side of the road, it was clear. Nothing out there.
Walk in the park.
Yeah. So it showed just the meme itself, it showed the type of obstacles that somebody might have to take in order to get to a certain spot where somebody else may not have no obstacles and get there. But once they get there, who gonna value that success the most?
You're gonna appreciate it because you had to work through so much to get it.
There ain't no way you gonna. So
you're gonna appreciate it more.
So my thing is, do you know what it took for me to be still here?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I ain't trying to. You got to be crazy to think I'm gonna go back to that.
It's that pain you talking about.
That's right. So For me to go through the barbed wire, the alligator pits, the broken glass, knives, guns, and everything, and I made it through the rat race to get to the other side. I value the place where I'm at right now. I value being at World of Fame. I value being a life coach taught by the doc. I value certain people that's in my life that's different from the people that I grew up with. I value all these things. I value the people that I grew up with. I value the people that's still there. Cause they show me what I don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I value all these situations, and I look at it and I say, yeah, man, boy, I ain't going back down that road right there. I made it my business to go to college, working on that degree. I got them CDLs. Hey, it's a job for me either way I turn now. You feel me? I ain't going back. And I made it my business to do that. So I know that I don't have to go back. You feel me? It might be a struggle, but I ain't got to go back, bro. You feel me? And the only reason why I go back because I wanted to.
So we ain't going back, we moving forward.
Ain't nothing back there for me.
No excuses. Man, listen.
It's
Free game.
God.